All right, welcome to the Whole Women's Health Interview Series. My name is Brianna Wilkerson from Made Well. I'm a holistic health and success coach, really helping women and others get to a place where they feel empowered to move from a place of being discouraged and defeated in their health and their life to being victorious, empowered, and free and successful. And so I have been hosting this series to really just feature different women that I really respect, I admire in these different areas of health, 7 main areas of health, as well as I've launched a membership community called the Whole Women's Health Club that is all about this as well, for women to get specific support in these different areas. And today we're talking about relational health with Melissa. Is it Fragomeni? Fragomeni.
Yes, Fragomeni.
All right. And she's a confidence and empowerment coach, and she's just going to share her journey with getting to that, and her own journey with confidence and empowerment, the different things that she sees with the women that she coaches and interacts with, and just give you guys some tips and encouragement. So welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited and blessed to be included in the series. Everyone, Brianna's a good friend of mine, and I'm so happy to be here and help you out on this journey of confidence and empowerment.
Yay. So tell us a little bit about you and just what has been your journey and experience, because I know before you were kind of eating psychology coach. So kind of tell us a little bit about that, and then how that led to you now being a confidence and empowerment coach.
Okay. So it started with when I was at a job and I was let go for financial reasons. Like, they didn't have it in their budget to pay me what my salary was supposed to be. So after they let me go, I was led to this program called Eating Psychology Coaching. It was like a week or two after I was let go, and I saw that on the computer, and something in me clicked. Like, God was saying, just take this course, and because like you're gonna go somewhere with this. But it didn't really click in my mind right away until I heard another message, and it was like, Melissa, seriously, go and click on this program, because I'm going to lead you somewhere. And it was at this point where I actually wanted results. I wanted security. I wanted financial security. I wanted to be going somewhere. I needed to be told that everything was going to be okay. But somehow, like, God led me to that coach and saying, no, just take the course. There's a reason for that. And it was through this course that I learned so many things about myself, about who I was, how I was treating myself, the whole self-love component, showing kindness to myself, everything related to eating that I was struggling with. But somehow it was deeper than that. So God was like doing work in me through that program. And so I was kind of convinced that I was supposed to be doing eating psychology, especially since I have a master's in psychology. And as I was going through the program and I started my business on eating psychology, something still felt like I was still playing small. And I keep hearing God going, like, you need to go bigger. I led you here to learn something about yourself, but I don't want you to get stuck with eating psychology. I want you to go bigger. I want you to go bolder. And I was still like playing with my fears. I was still like stuck thinking that I couldn't do it. I wasn't well equipped. And all these months, like, things weren't going the way I wanted them to go. And it was like when I took a moment to breathe and think about it, I realized God was talking to me the whole entire time. And he was like, I got you to this program. I got you fired from your job so you can start a business. I got you through this program so you can learn more about yourself, like more about the things that you were forgetting about, especially since the program was teaching me to be kind to myself. And I wasn't expecting that. I was like, wow, I didn't know I was so tough with myself. I was so unkind to myself. It was like a pattern that I was playing the entire time. I was like, no, I don't think I can, or I'm not equipped. And I was still hearing God say, go bigger, go bolder. And me being stubborn, I was like, okay, I have a hearing loss. And the hearing loss played a huge part in like my business. I was so like doubting him there. I said, I still have a hearing loss. I don't know how I'm going to show up in front of women and teach them what you want me to teach them. And I made it about me. And then after a little while, it's not overnight, but it's like God gently nudging me to keep like opening up my heart, opening up to see what He wanted me to do for other women. So He took me from getting fired through the program to learn to be kind to myself, through like all these months of waiting for my business to start changing. And He was opening up my heart the entire time. He's like preparing me to show up for women in the way that I wish I had someone show up for me. So that's how it happened. And He was like teaching me to learn to trust Him, to lean on Him, and to become confident, to know that I am equipped for what He has prepared me for. And that has been my journey so far.
I love what you said around, I'm writing it down, preparing you to show up for women as you wanted someone to show up for you. And I think that's very key when it comes to just the calling. I think a lot of the women that I've talked to on this series have on their lives, like they've journeyed, and in the ways that they have received support, and they want to give that support, really.
Right.
And I love how it's so true, because in my health coaching course too, the first 6 months, rather than they saying, go do this to everyone else, it's like, you practice this on yourself.
Yes.
And I love how your course kind of did the same thing, and you just start to realize how little self-care you give yourself and how unkind you can really be to yourself.
Yeah.
And what I think is interesting too is, as I, met you and was in your groups and all these things, I could see that this would eventually happen, because the content you were putting out there was really about like self-love and knowing who you are, so you can better show up in the world in whatever area. So
yes.
I really, really love that. And I think that's really kind of what we're trying to focus on in this relational health aspect, is how do you restore your relationship with yourself and be kind to yourself, because that's going to affect how everything, your business, your life, your other relationships,
yes.
show up. So what do you see as some key issues kind of coming up, either in your own journey or with the people that you're serving, around loving themselves?
There are a couple of key issues that I see coming up. And one of them is that we're trying to fix ourselves, trying to match up with what society wants us to be, or even the idea that we have in our heads of who we should be, right? And then we start this whole like comparison thing, where we start thinking about, okay, I'm not expressing myself well, right? And then it opens up another area that you start doubting yourself in, and you're comparing to another person. Oh, you get not charismatic enough. You see, like, there's a pattern that opens up. It starts with something small, and then it becomes this big thing, and all of a sudden, you're not equipped. You're not good enough to show up and share the value, because, like, you have this long list of things that are not good enough about you. So I have noticed women, they start with, like, a small thing, and then it becomes something bigger. And that's what happened to me in my experience, too. Like, I started with feeling, okay, I trust you, God. I know you equipped me, right? So the more I started realizing I was equipped, there was doubt coming in. So I knew, like, Satan started coming to play, because I was starting to go somewhere, right? So he opened up, like, a bunch of portals, and I couldn't even close them because I was in too deep. And that's what women tend to do for themselves. Like, they're going deep instead of saying, hey, stop right there. Like, how do I get myself out of this before I dig a deeper hole and keep adding stuff to the list of things I'm not good at? You know what I'm saying? Like, the comparison is like a snake. You know what I mean? It comes in and it bites you, and now you're poisoned all over. And you can't take that poison out unless you let God in, and he starts like clearing you, purifying you from the inside, saying, you are equipped. You can handle this. You don't need to have this, this, and this, and this, like certifications or 100,000 likes or something like that. You don't need that. You just need God. And he needs to show you the way that you are equipped. He needs to show you, like, in your heart, like, open up to him and say, okay, show me who I'm supposed to be, prepare me for what I'm supposed to do. So that's like one pattern I've noticed. Like we end up turning it to us, and we poison ourselves with a comparison, and then God is out of the picture. And another thing that I have noticed about women is they don't believe in themselves. They don't trust themselves. They're not even kind to themselves. And I know that from experience, because I would put myself down all the time. The way I grew up, right, my hearing loss was kind of like mentioned to me all the time. It was like, oh, but you can't do this because. So I have like absorbed all of that growing up. And I haven't had a chance to like shed that pattern until I started letting God in and trying to see like from his point of view what he thought of me. Like, hey, I gave you the disability for a reason. And that disability made you more of a listener, a better listener. You see people with your heart. You hear them with your heart. I didn't see that before. So to me, that was a weakness, right? And therefore, I was unkind to myself. I was down on myself. And women tend to do that. They don't believe in themselves. They think that they're weak. And they think that they are just not good enough in their eyes to do what they're supposed to do. So they don't go for their dreams. They don't open themselves up to be kind to themselves. Their relationship with themselves is really bad. The low self-esteem, low self-image, all of these things are like impacting who she is as a person. And instead of becoming this woman of God, like strong and powerful and confident and so sure of herself, she's becoming like this shell. And that's sort of like also from my experience and some of the women that I have worked with or spoken to, they don't think that they deserve to be kind to themselves. They don't think they deserve to go for their dreams, right? They don't think that they deserve to be joyful and happy and want the things that they want. Because they're like, who am I to want these things? Yeah, so instead of just like allowing themselves to believe, they open up that portal of I'm just not going to be kind to myself, and I'm not going to believe. Yeah, so that's another pattern that I've noticed, and it's really big.
Yeah. I think, a couple key things that you were saying. It's just a matter of our expectations of ourselves and whether they're our own or society's, and the comparison, and not believing in ourselves, but trusting ourselves. I think because I feel like trust is a core value to a lot of people, but especially a lot of women. And so it seems to me that often we respond a certain way based on trust of other people. So if we can't trust someone else, we respond sometimes in an unhealthy way. But so it's almost like if we don't trust ourselves, we're going to respond in an unhealthy way as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So what would you kind of recommend for those kind of key things, comparison, expectations, and trusting ourselves? Like, what would you encourage women to do in those areas?
Okay. Like one of the big things I would encourage women to do would be to journal. And I find that transferring all those feelings that you're thinking inside or feeling inside, transfer all of that on paper so you're able to see like, oh, this is a pattern that's showing up. Why does it have so much hold over me, so much power over me? People can tell you and list things to you that maybe you're doing wrong, right? But it doesn't hit you until you write it all out on paper and then you see it for yourself. Okay, this has more of an effect on me than I believed, right? So I would definitely recommend journaling. It doesn't have to be like 10 pages worth. You can write it down like in bullet points. Anything that comes up, just transfer it to paper and look at it occasionally and see, okay, I'm noticing that I'm not being kind to myself. What can I do now? And if you want to dig deeper, look into it and say, okay, why am I treating myself this way? Where is this coming from? So start like asking questions that go why, and then why, and then why. So you can keep uncovering like the root of that. And when you notice a pattern, that's when you start like thinking in your mind. That's where the power comes to you. You have the power to change something. It doesn't have to be easy, but it has to be a choice that you make when you look at the paper and say, I don't want this to be a pattern in my life anymore. So what can I do to show myself more kindness? And then maybe to you, it means creating a self-care routine. And self-care doesn't have to be physical. It could be emotional self-care. It could be intellectual self-care. And I've read about this from somewhere, I don't recall. But self-care doesn't have to be physical. It's whatever makes you feel good about yourself. So that brings us to number 2, journaling. And now number 2 is self-care. You establish a self-care routine that you cannot shake off, that you can do every morning. So for me, emotionally, I feel like God feeds me emotionally. So I would go and do something in the morning, go into my Bible, and pray a little bit. So that feeds me emotionally. And also intellectually, like if I'm doubting who I am as a coach, I would just read up something that I could learn to use with my clients. So that feeds me intellectually. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be complicated. It has to be something that makes you feel like you can do anything, that you feel like you're taken care of, because you can support yourself. You know, the relationship with yourself is so important that if you don't take care of yourself, nothing else is going to be taken care of. So if you're not getting supported emotionally, what can you do to support yourself emotionally? What feeds you? Like, how can you listen to your feelings? What are you feeling right now? Like, if you're angry or you're sad or you're upset, what can you do for yourself that makes you feel supported? How can you help yourself deal with that sadness? Is it giving yourself a bubble bath? Is it journaling it down? Is it just giving yourself a little time to listen to you? Whatever it is, just take a moment and see, what is it for you that you need to take care of? Right? So, I mean, I am all for the physical self-care, but I feel like we need to incorporate the other 2 as well. And I cannot forget mental self-care too. Because a lot of us, like, we let so many things fester in our minds, we don't realize it's affecting other areas of our lives too. So if we don't deal with what is going on mentally, our thoughts and whatever patterns showing up, we're not going to take care of ourselves at all. So it has to be like those 4 different components of self-care that we need to address. Whatever comes naturally. You can pick 2 of them. You can pick physical and you can pick emotional. Or you can do all 4. It's really up to you. So take a moment, sit back and ask yourself, what do I really need? What can I support myself with? And what can God support me with? And if you want to involve other people, let's say like family, and you want to go out or you want to have social interaction, then you can also ask yourself, how can other people support me the way I want to be supported? But I definitely recommend looking at how you can support yourself and address that and see like what pattern is there that you need to end that's not serving you anymore, and creating this beautiful new self-care routine going forth that you can do every day, non-negotiable. So those 2 I definitely recommend. And if you're into affirmations or prayer or Bible, I definitely recommend looking into the Bible and picking out like a few lines that stand out to you. For example, I have a few of God's truths, but not off the top of my head. But I remember there was a mention, you're God's masterpiece, right? Just pick something that stands out from the Bible, sit on it, reflect on it, maybe repeat it to yourself or hang it up somewhere where you see it. So until it becomes like part of your conscience. And I have noticed, like, this is my psychology background speaking, but if you believe something, you see it so many times, right? You see it 30, 100 times. It starts becoming part of your conscience, and deep down, you start believing it. So what you believe, that's what you act out, right? So if you start believing you're worth it, then you're showing up more confidently, because deep down, you believe you're worth it. So I feel like affirmations or Bible scriptures replace the old stories that we have. We repeat it to ourselves more and more. That becomes part of our new story. Yeah, so those are the 3 things I definitely recommend for women, because it hurts my heart to see that they don't believe in themselves, or they're putting themselves down so much because they don't think they're worth it. right? But then instead of thinking that that's the actual problem, they think they have a confidence problem. They think they have whatever they're putting out there on the wall kind of problem, right? They think it's their career. No, it's not. It needs to go deep in there. You fix that relationship with yourself and you start believing in yourself and what God put you here to do, then you show up confidently. Then you're more open and trusting that God's going to bring into your life what he needs to bring into your life. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's really great advice. Like journaling and understanding and noticing patterns, and then self-care in the sense, I love how you pointed out it's not just physical, because for me, self-care, well, sometimes it is taking a nap or getting some sleep or, well, I feel like physically I've kind of got that, but sometimes it's very much emotional and mental. How do I just take a break from everything and allow myself to take care of myself? And I love how you said two things around how can I support myself in the way I need and how can I others. And, you know, I think often we think, how can others support, but we don't ask. We never communicate that. But we never say, how can I personally? Because making time for yourself is you actually saying you're a priority, right? And so it's like, I am going to take 2 days off, you know? And it's like, well, I probably should. In your mind, you're like, I shouldn't, but you're like, I should. Because I'm telling myself that I need that, right?
Right. We have a lot of shows. I was reading something yesterday that relates to what we're talking about. We have so many shoulds that we say in our vocabulary.
Yeah.
Imagine if we replaced a should with a could.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, wow, that is a great way to reframe it. I could take 10 minutes off on my computer and allow myself to like reset. Or I could allow myself even a day off so I can put out the best program I could out there. Instead of, I should have been done with this by now. Yeah. And do you notice, like, when you use a lot of shoulds, you put yourself down so much, you don't get anything done? No. Yeah. So it's like, that was such a great idea, shifting that should to could.
Yeah. Yeah. No, completely agree. That's a great way to reframe it.
Yeah.
So we kind of plowed through the question. So what, is there any like parting advice you want to give, and or anything you have coming up or available that's new, whether it's a program or a resource that you really want to share with the ladies about?
Yes. First thing, I do have a beautiful resource, actually 2 of them, that I packaged into my opt-in, and they are workbooks. Like, I created pages that you can print out and write out the truths that are applicable to you, okay? Like, in those pages, I had added suggestions, I had added tips, but I also wanted to add in the blank pages to allow you to write down stuff that are applicable to you, like your truth. What can you do in terms of your self-care? What lights you up so you can do more of those? You know, because for everyone is different, and I didn't want to leave those pages all about, okay, it worked for so many people. It might not work for you. So in those opt-in pages, I have left like blank pages just so you can print it out and hang them up on the wall. You can go to melissamaria.com/freebies. I'm so excited about that one, actually, because I didn't want to give out just one workbook, so I created 2. And one is called like Zero to Natural Confidence, so those have tips. And the other one is called From Invisible to Enchanted Inventory. That's going to allow you to check in with yourself, like where you're putting yourself down, where your confidence is lacking, kind of thing. Just open your eyes up. And I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of value in those workbooks, and I hope that helps everyone. And I definitely want to mention to all these women listening that you're beautiful, okay? God created you to be, you know, a unique person, and you already have so much value in you. And I don't want you to put yourself down and doubt that you don't have confidence or you don't have this or that. I want you to believe that you are worthy. You should take care of yourself, make yourself a priority, nothing to feel guilty about. It is nothing to feel ashamed about, because God, in order to serve other people, He wants you to take care of your heart. He wants you to take care of your mind and your soul and prepare for whatever he has in store for you. And it's not just the serving that I want you to open your heart up for. It is, I want you to open your heart to see that you're beautiful, you are amazing, and I don't want you to ever have the moment of doubt or lack of belief in yourself, and that your dreams are selfish, okay? Because your dreams are beautiful, and I know that you have bigger dreams than you're sharing with the world right now. Like if you have an impact you want to make, right? That is valid. Your dream is beautiful. So I want you to believe that from inside, most of all. And that's my message.
I have all these notes. Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. No, love that. Your dream is beautiful, and coming to that point is first, before you really could believe in your dream, it's believing in yourself, right? So that's what you're trying to do with the two, freebies, as well as Zero to Natural Confidence and Invisible to Enchanting. That sounds awesome. And then, of course, you have your Facebook group, the Holistic Queen Tribe. People can come join, and you interact with people daily there. So awesome. Is there, you already said melissamaria.com/freebies. Okay. Because I was going to ask, is there any way people can follow you? We do just share them all. Well, thank you so much for joining. I have taken away a lot. I need to go work through your workbooks. And I just really think you're amazing. And I think your story is something that I think a lot of women need to hear. And I love the switch you made, because it is in line with what you are passionate about, right?
Yeah.
And so I know many women are going to be blessed by listening to you, and hopefully they can connect with you.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank everyone else for watching. Please be sure to go to melissamaria.com/freebies to get those freebies that Melissa was talking about, and join her Facebook group, Holistic Queen Tribe, for help around this. And then again, I invite you guys to the Whole Women's Health Club, where relational health is actually an aspect we talk about quite a bit in there. And Melissa's a part of that club too. And so if you know that having some more intimate support around that is something you want, let me know. You can go to madewell345.com and look for Whole Women's Health Club, and it'll be somewhere on those pages. Thanks so much again. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.